Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Price coming to you from WAGFEST 2009. I have the one and only Mr. NKANSA Landis. Did I get that right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hey, we're here with this great guy, great author. Come all the way to WAGFEST. This brother's a talented brother. Mr. Landis, let everybody know what you're bringing to the game, how long you've been in this game, and what you brought special for us at WAGFEST 2009.
Well, I've been in the game as far as this book. This book was published in 2006.
Okay.
So it's been out for a few years now. I've been writing before that for a number of years. I wrote poetry since I was about maybe 12. My first book was a book of poetry called Yearning Souls, and that was released in 1995, actually. So it's no longer in print right now, but this book is actually my second book, again, since '96.
Let me ask you a question, which is intriguing to me. You must be a deep brother. For a brother to get involved with poetry at 12, how does that come about? I mean, you're talking about the average 12-year-old guy, he's out there, you know, running around playing basketball. What brought you to poetry and being able to connect with that type of emotion at 12 years old?
Well, I get it honest. My mother was a poet, so she used to write and still does.
Okay.
And so I love the art of expression. I love expressing myself and being able to just take all the things that I'm feeling, whether it's positive or negative energy, and just be able to channel it in some type of way that it's kind of like therapy for me. It makes life make sense for me.
Right. And, you know, as I interview a lot of writers, you know, what a lot of people out there don't know, writing, that's an extension of you.
Right.
Your ups, your downs, your trials you overcome, and let everybody know what that's about. I see plan B, C, and D. Where's A at?
Well, you know what? The subtitle is The Men Women Choose When They Don't Have What They Really Want. So when they don't have what they really want, plan A is missing right now.
I see.
So because she doesn't have that plan A guy, these are the guys she deals with. And the secondary choice, she calls him plan B. That's like the secondary priority, and then third and fourth priority kind of guy. So plan A in this case is a guy, and again, not all women prioritize in this manner.
Right.
But in this case, it's a guy who has a lot of money. So for this woman, she wants a guy who's got paper.
Right.
And if she's not dealing with him, then the next preference she deals with is the maintenance man.
Right.
And then if she's not dealing with him, then she goes to plan C, and then if not him, plan D.
Right.
Which plan C or D, they may be good guys with character, but for her they're a little more boring because they don't have either the money or
the
bad boy maintenance man type personality.
What inspired you to write that book, especially about, you know, when I think about a gentleman, you know, is that one of your personal experiences? You know, I'm not saying that you were playing B, C, or D, you know, but you could have been playing A and she just couldn't get you. But break that down for us.
Well,
man.
Actually, you know what? I was married for over 10 years, and coming out of that marriage, when I started to just meet women and date, and even seeing other guys who would encounter women who experience some of the same things, it kind of told me that in some cases we get put in categories without people really knowing who we are. And it's like, okay, well, why am I being categorized? Like, okay, at times you're plan B or plan C or plan D. So it was like, okay, what's going on? Without her really knowing who I am to make that determination so fast. So I kind of started to observe from talking to other brothers and also ladies who experienced, who would tell me what their preferences were. You know, it was kind of like, okay, here's the bigger picture. This is what they want based on their priorities. And because of that, we're put in a category based on our personality. Okay, well, you're like this, so I'm going to put you in the plan B category or plan C or D. So the thing I wanted to write was a bigger picture. I wanted to write something that would help people to see the big picture as far as if you make priorities in this certain kind of way, you're going to get results that you really don't want. You say you want a guy who's going to treat you like X, Y, and Z, but when you prioritize solely on one thing first, like let's say money or whatever else, then you may get the money, but you get a guy who's going to treat you other than what you want. Maybe he's going to cheat on you. Maybe he's going to abuse you. Maybe he's got something in his closet that you don't know about.
But you want to know, as brothers, you know, sometimes we categorize ourselves.
We do.
Not trying to, but just trying to hold on to a certain style or create a certain image. So we kind of sell ourselves short off the rip. So a lot of times, can you blame the ladies?
Well, you know what? Sometimes the ladies have to be able to identify a certain type of guy.
True.
And
True.
in that sense, it's a form of categorization.
Right.
But I guess the biggest thing that I'm talking about in this book is making a category or prioritizing based on things that's out of order.
Right.
So you could look at somebody, and if they look like they're on crack, they probably are.
Right.
If they look like they're on crack, then that's not somebody who you want to date.
No.
That's not somebody who you want your child to date.
Oh, they're not.
So, you know, in
no.
some cases, categories are necessary to say, okay, I want to avoid that.
Right.
You know, but there are times when we get categorized because somebody didn't take the time to get to know your character. And so what I'm talking about is distinguishing somebody with good character versus somebody who may not have bling. Right. Okay, and I'm not talking about somebody who's poor living under a bridge.
I understand.
But
I understand.
you know, again, it's about where are our priorities.
You know, a lot of women always say, you know, especially in today's time, that chivalry is dead. You know, but then you get a guy who personifies chivalry. But then they want that bad boy.
That's right. They don't respect you now.
So they don't respect. Oh, he's too soft. He's a mama's boy.
Right.
So, in your writings and everything, how you know the whole thing is kind of twisted. So, how do you work with that?
What do you do about that? Right?
You know, it's like a double-edged sword.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't.
Exactly.
So, where do you go from there with that, man?
Well, first of all, the bottom line is we have to be ourselves. At the same time, if there is something that we need to improve, then we should reflect on what our personality is like and do that. If it's something we got to work on it. So if you are by naturally the kind of rough edges kind of guy, you may not be trying to be like a bad boy, but maybe that's kind of your personality. Then that's what it is. But you still want to make sure you're treating the lady right and have the certain kind of qualities. Now, if you're not a rough edge kind of guy, and that's what they like, then don't try to change yourself to be a thug if you're not. Be yourself. If a woman doesn't appreciate who you are, then let her go find a thug and get beat up, and then maybe later on, maybe she'll change her mind. But
because that's how you yourself get lost in the game.
But the bottom line is you have to be able to just be yourself. I do talk about in here ways to like if someone is maybe plan D and they're not respected, maybe they're thought of as a kind of, you know, kind of guy that's maybe timid, maybe not rough around it. If they seem to be weak, or if they're treated in that manner, then maybe there are things that they could do. Maybe learn some leadership skills. Maybe work out at the gym. Maybe there are some things that can be done
to improve yourself.
To improve.
Do you believe in the philosophy, if you can't love the one you want, love the one you're with?
In a sense.
Okay.
But you know what? When we look at what our priorities are, and when we look at what our needs and wants really are,
it's hard to. You have to be a very, you know, self person and real person to understand your wants from your needs. It's very hard.
And I have a chapter where I talk about that, and there are examples where you can actually write down your needs, things that are deal breakers, and your wants, things that would be nice to have but not necessarily crucial. Identify those two things, and you have to be able to know what they are in order to move forward, in order to be able to progress in a relationship. So,
I need you, man, to let everybody know where can they contact you, what you got coming up next, all your events, and at the end, I want you to give, you know, either man or woman, something positive that they could take away and say, you know what, I remember that brother by his own words.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, my website is actually in development right now. I'm expecting it to be relaunched October the 9th, 2009. It's going to be NKANSACasterlow.com. And for those who find that hard to spell, look at planbcd.com, and it'll be the same website. You'll be able to purchase the book from there. Right now, you can get it from Amazon. My upcoming events will restart again maybe later on, late November. And so those are some of the things going on. Regarding a piece of advice, definitely we have to know ourselves. We have to be confident on what it is that we want, what it is that we need, and we have to be reserved, to be serious, and not play games. If it's something that, if we're not ready for a relationship, don't string someone along and make them think you are. Let's be real. Let's be true to ourselves and be true to everyone who we're involved with. This book has some great information, definitely something that everyone can read, even improving intimacy, even for married people. So no matter what your status is, it's a good read for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right from the man himself, Mr. NKANSA Landis. Ladies and gentlemen, positive brother, great things he has to offer. Check him out. Sean Price, Neo Soul, WAGFest 2009. Sir, it's been a pleasure.
Peace and power.
Yes.